Now, how can you go on a trip without making a budget? How can you negotiate with players without making a budget? So, guess what? JFF, I am not surprised.
Welcome, Sports Nation, to Sports DTM, the sports channel where we call sports down the middle. You can expect the latest in sports news, views, and reviews from our resident analysts. No sports topic is too controversial, and no team or player is above criticism. So just smash that subscribe button and ring that notification bell to make sure you don't miss out on our balanced offering of riveting sports content. And don't forget to like, share, and leave a comment below. Welcome to Sports DTM.
Greetings, sports fans, and welcome to another episode of Sports Down the Middle. Before we go into the details, if you have not yet subscribed, it's a pretty easy process. Just click on the red subscription button on the right lower corner of the video. That is your right lower corner. Subscribe, follow, and join the family now of undiluted sports content. Thank you in advance. The analysts are here to review news surfacing about, guess what? The Jamaica Football Federation at it again and their financial outlook. The General Secretary in the news release states that the Jamaica Football Federation is expecting to suffer major financial loss from the Reggae Boys' two-match friendly trip to Saudi Arabia. The expected loss is stated to be in millions. Guys, what is happening here? I mean, are you surprised of this news? Rocky, talk to us about this news surfacing. I mean, a financial outlook stating loss after this trip to Saudi Arabia.
Wow. Well, Kurt, the General Secretary for the JFF said it best, massive losses coming. We know that the JFF has always suffered with financial issues, but never in our wildest dream would we expect that you're traveling to Saudi Arabia, an oil-rich country, a country that has money, and even with the health risks and the pandemic, that will be involved in a match, a two-way match, in which we'll be coming off with massive losses. It's just unbelievable. But hey, this is the JFF, this is finances, and I mean, I'm dumbfounded.
I mean, Ray, having planned a trip as a financial analyst, as a budget, wouldn't you look at the numbers before you decide whether or not to go on the trip? Like any normal person would look at their finances. Is this a profitable trip before you actually go on it? What really are going on at JFF?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, Finance 101, you create a budget, and then from then you'd actually know if you will make a loss or a profit. And so you know in advance. Now, to the extent of the loss, after reconciling, that's when you know. But you pretty much know that prior to going over. And to make that such a long trip, and even those increase that they had just before the game, I mean, come on. I guess that probably blew the budget out of the waters. But one thing for sure, though, they should have known that before actually making that trip.
Eddie, who really pay for this trip? Because JFF sound like they've never have dollar to begin with.
Yes, Kurt. That's a very good question. We don't know. That's normally the case. I know JFF got some funds through the COVID relief fund. I don't know if they pump some of that money into the trip, into the FIFA COVID thing. Don't know if they pump some of that money into the trip. But again, JFF not operating as they should, coming out with a loss, a big loss as I stated. But Win said in the article that he kind of knew it would be a loss because they don't normally make a profit when they go away. So there's no surprise there.
Wow. So having read the news coming out of the JFF, he has stated that they have not yet completed the budget, or not yet finished compiling the budget. I mean, this is what? Almost a month after the trip, and one would anticipate, I expect that you would have done the budget prior. Tiga, talk to me about this news coming out of JFF.
I'm not surprised. Seriously, I'm not surprised.
None of us are.
Dated back to the great captain. You know, they always been making a loss. Captain say they've been taking out money from out of the bakery to fund the JFF. You know, and even when went to the 98 World Cup and get millions of dollars for each match, they're coming out making a loss.
Still making a loss.
So
That's true.
I am really not surprised. JFF coming out and said they're making a loss. I am not really surprised. Now, how can you go on a trip without making a budget? How can you negotiate with players without making a budget? So guess what? JFF, I am not surprised.
Higgins, are you surprised at all?
You already know my stance where JFF is concerned. But I don't understand how you're going to fly to almost next side of the world with about 20 players plus your admin, and you didn't make a budget. I
In
mean,
business class.
and some want to fly business class, man want to fly business class from the next half of the world. And you did not budget for this. This is accounts 101. Even CXC accounts will tell you that you do a budget for these things and ensure that your budget is followed, right? They are still compiling the budget a couple of weeks after. I mean, it's dismal. I
You must
don't
have misspoke, man.
probably they misquote him, probably, but as T God said, I'm not surprised if he was actually quoted correctly. I'm not surprised, but this is
I wonder if they actually prepared for the pandemic. I wonder if they had that into the planning. And they totally just left that out.
The plan is cap in hand, and you just go to FIFA and say, "Hey, fill up, please, sir."
No, but to say, did the Saudi Arabia team tell them how much they're gonna get before they come over there?
Well, Tiga, that's a perfect question to ask, because the truth is that somehow people think that your revenue or your income is disconnected from your expense. You can't spend money that you don't have. You
Right.
must have been making some money. We're always hearing about the losses and the expenses, but we can't know how much you make, how much money you earn from it, how much Saudi they plan to pay, or it just doesn't add up. Nobody can know.
But do we normally see the expenses though? And as you bring in expenses, Higgins mentioned the international players who want to travel business class or further up in the plane.
Kurt,
Do we
one player.
Hey, you don't let the others
player.
wanted it too.
no
One
name
player,
calling on the
But only
program.
one player squeal.
No
And the
name
One
calling
player
administrators
on
spoke
wanted
out.
too.
Let's go with the facts.
No,
One
if
player.
agents squeal,
Yeah,
if
one
agents
player.
No
squeal,
name calling on the
Wait,
program.
So we don't know where low gonna fly on the plane wing. You understand?
But I don't want to dwell too much on the players who squeal, but I want us to look at the JFF plan, because I'm assuming it is expensive to carry these international players on these trips, especially with them wanting to travel a particular style and class and comfort. Or wouldn't it be better for JFF in terms of finances to expose the local based players to trips like this? As he mentioned, it is for experience rather than for financial gains, but yet it's experienced players he is carrying on these trips. There you have it, guys. Another episode of Sports Down the Middle. If you like what you're hearing, just subscribe now. Click on the red button below, like, subscribe, and follow. JFF at it again, and we just want to highlight to you, our fans, what is happening at the JFF, and we'll continue to follow the stories. So as soon as they break, we'll have it reviewed for you. Like, subscribe, follow. All the best for the season. Stay safe. Happy holidays from the Sports DTM family to yours.